What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back. Yes, to talk about Miss Monique Samuels, honey, because you know that's all we do on this channel, honey. We ain't got nothing to do, honey, but talk about Miss Monique. But anyways, you guys, I am covering Real Housewives of Potomac. I have videos coming up on that, on some breakdowns on there, and also some Real Housewives of Atlanta shorts coming your way. If you are not interested in this type of content, then you are free, honey, to click off, okay? There's no reason to be in the comments acting confused, acting like you don't know what the hell going on my channel when I've made, several announcements, okay? So I'm subscribed to people as well, you guys, and if I don't want to see a certain video, I just click off. I don't even watch it. Okay, so this is for the people that's interested, honey, and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes, Monique is off the show, but she keep talking. Okay, and as long as Monique keep talking, I'm gonna keep recording. Okay, and I'm gonna keep coming back, honey, with my opinion, honey. Okay, all right. So let's get off into this Tea with Monique thing, that she did on her channel where she, talks about Real Housewives of Potomac. So let's get off into it, honey.
To Mitch, because, he's the homie. I love him. And I know Mitch loves Monique, and he had a really good, interesting topic that he sent me earlier. Mitch, would you like to go ahead and start off?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Monique, I'm really curious about this in particular. I've been thinking about it for a little while now. But what feedback do you have for Bravo moving forward with its housewife and its talent? What feedback do you have for them to sort of improve as a platform?
The feedback I would give them is to make sure that they have a more diverse staff. So if you're going to have a diverse show, or if you're going to have shows that have different ethnic groups, you need to make sure your staff matches that. Diversify your staff the same way you diversify your investment portfolio. So you got to mix it up, because at the end of the day, we're all different. We come from different backgrounds. We have different ethnicities, and there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. And just make sure you have people who understand whatever cultures that you're dealing with, and things will go a lot smoother.
They also need therapists.
That is supposed to be a given, because my first season, a therapist called and he rushed me off the phone, but that was supposed to be something that's offered to you when things happen, or if you feel like you need to talk to somebody. And that was the first and only time I ever talked to a therapist by way of them. Any other therapist I've spoken to has been because I went on my own. Like, for instance, this past season, when I sought therapy, it was out of my own pocket. It was my own doing. And when I really think back on that, they should have had a therapist on staff for everybody. Everybody should have had a therapist after that whole incident went down. Point blank, period. Everybody should have had a therapist.
Why does everybody need a therapist? Because you don't know how to keep your hands to yourself, okay? I could just see Giselle, Wendy, Candace just rolling their eyes, Robin, just rolling their eyes at the shit that she's saying. You need to take responsibility and accountability for your actions. You are the one that chose to fight, period, point blank. And that's just how I see it. Yes, the lady saw the fight between you and Candace, but it's not just the fight, Monique. It's the bullying behavior that you participated in before it even got to the fight. It's how you treated Candace at that lake house. Okay? It's how you turned on her whenever y'all would be in front of the other girls. Okay? I already played you guys clips of her acting like that. Okay, so the fact that she still just doesn't get it, you guys, it just, I don't know. In the words, honey, of my auntie Leola, honey, rest in peace, honey. Sad case, sad case. That's what Auntie Leola used to say, okay? When she was dealing with fools like this. Like this right here.
Without a doubt, or at least been offered therapy. And instead of just like trying to watch a whole show unfold, it should have been something that was taken very seriously. I took my journey very seriously to the point where I was like, you know what? Release me. 2 days after the fight, when I talked to my VPs, I said, please release me from my contract. I don't want to do this no more. Sent Bravo legal an email, and I got the...
She full of shit. She has said several times over that she thought she was fired after that fight. So if you feel like you're fired, then, you know you done messed up. You even said at the reunion, let me go back out, beat her ass, and finish her off since I already feel that I'm fired. So, it ain't you wanted to get out of this bad situation with Bravo and the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's you knew deep down inside you were wrong. Okay? What did I tell y'all yesterday? When people know that they have did something wrong, they know it. Even if they don't want to acknowledge it. Even if they're not willing to really talk about it, right? That was a guilty conscience that she had.
Receipts to prove it too. So I ain't just talking. Sent them an email and I said I would like to be released from my contract 2 days after the fight. And that is how serious I was taking the whole incident. When I went and found a therapist and all of that, now that I've done therapy, I don't understand how I've done all of those years and not had a therapist, because it was just so refreshing to be able to get things off your chest and just be transparent with somebody about whatever's going on in your scenes. Because I don't want to come home with that type of energy and talk my husband's head off about it. So there was times where I just held it in or, didn't talk about it at all. So I wish that they would offer that. They need to offer that because it's very stressful. And it's even more stressful when you have people who are so thirsty that they'll do anything for a storyline. And it doesn't matter, how they destroy somebody in order to get it.
Wow. I think that's really interesting that you guys did have a therapist. And I'm just referencing, how they made the fight or whatever it was a very serious topic the whole season long at the reunion, etc. So if it was so serious, where's the therapist? Why, if it's so serious, why are we not getting the outlets that you guys are supposed to provide to us? I don't understand that. Why are we not getting the outlets that you guys are supposed to provide to us? I don't understand that.
I think because we are not people. We are pawns in a big scheme, and we are there to just be little robots and do our job. And I don't flow like that. So
y'all hear that shit? See, now that she's off the show, I think I played it twice, honey. But now that she's off the show, now I'm a pawn in a big scheme, and you are going around, ma'am, like you are a victim. Okay? And it's not attractive. It really makes me think that there's something really wrong with you. The narcissism is off the chain. She has so many people supporting her bullshit. That's why she keeps, coming with it. It's just crazy. You were on a show and you befriended a girl named Candace. You didn't know how to be a friend to her. You were always jealous of Candace, okay? You were always in some type of competition with her to win the other ladies over. All right? You wanted to be cool with Giselle and Robin and them. And you're upset that now everything has flipped and Candace has their approval. They're cool with Candace. That's what you really mad at, okay? Because I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a child. Okay, now you're blaming the whole show for your actions, for your betrayals that you participated in when you was on the show. And you were getting ready to go back to the show until you saw part 3 of the reunion, okay? Until you couldn't have it your way. Okay? Until everybody wasn't on your side. See, everybody was kind of on your side and clowning and, we was all with you for part 1. Part 2, you were being held to task. And really part 3, you were being held to task. Andy was getting on your ass and you couldn't take it. You wanted out. But if he would have had more of your back than Candace's, your ass would be right back on the show. So would you have been a pawn then? Okay? would Bravo be these careless people that don't give a damn about their cast? Okay? That they are hiring to entertain the masses? All right? She's a very convenient liar, you guys. Very.
Oh, clearly. That's what it is. Nobody really care about us. Like, come on.
I think it comes down to it in a big way.
And it's not their job. This is a business. It's not their job to really care about you. You knew what you was getting yourself into before you got your ass on that show. You saw other reality TV shows. When I go to my job, it's not their job to care about me. It's their job to treat me with respect, but it's my job to care about myself and respect myself so much that when I come in there, I am responsible for all of my actions, right? You got to put the onus, sweetie, on you. You are in charge of you. It's up to you to care about you. You are signed up to do a job, to entertain. And now it's Bravo's fault that everything didn't pan out, I should say, the way that you thought it should go. Okay?
Like taking care of the people, taking care of the full concept of that total person, making sure they're in good shape.
I can't even understand what he's saying, you guys. I'm going to skip over him.
Believe that fight was scripted, and I was saying no. There were feelings involved. There was that wig shift from Candace trying to hold that. She needs to get some glue, just like you got me, Eve. She needs to let us know what was on that head.
That is not funny. This is the people, you guys, that support her. Trashy people, okay? Trashy. She need glue. No, your homegirl need to learn to keep her damn hands to herself, okay? You are on this show to have a battle of words, to have a battle of my mouth against your mouth, okay? The Venus and the Serena. It's a tennis match. She couldn't keep up, so she resorted to what most niggas do, which is fight out in these streets. Let's call a spade and a thing a thing. Okay, I've had so many people come up against me in my past trying to fight me because of something I said. It doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people will say, well, you shouldn't write a check that your ass can't cash. And, I'll cash the check. Come this way if you want to. Okay? I don't do that shit. You put your motherfucking hands on me, I would have been a little bit different than Candace. Fuck that wig. I'm fucking you up. You talking about your mouth bleeding, your whole fucking head, face. I would have fucked Monique up. Okay? I don't play that shit. I don't have to get down, though, with my hands. I don't really even have to whoop my child. My mouth is reckless enough. Trust me. Okay? You use your mouth good enough. You yell enough. I could just yell at my child. She'll just start crying and let her, and put her in her place like that. Okay? And say, don't you do that. All right? Without touching, cussing, any of that. I have a big voice. I am aware of that. That's why I'm on YouTube. It's a gift and hell, it could be a curse too. But I am aware of what I have. So if you use it correctly, you won't have to put your hands on nobody. Okay, but people that want to fight, that's for sissies and cowards and people that want to be arrested and be away from their kids and their businesses. I ain't got time for that. Okay, I'm trying to get to the motherfucking money. And I'm not about to be fighting motherfuckers I don't give a fuck about. That don't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense to fight people you don't really give a damn about.
But what I'm saying, they believe it's scripted, and I want you to explain, is any of that scripted? Is any of the storylines scripted or made up just for the cameras?
Listen, I can't speak for what everybody else does on our show. But when it comes to me, Monique Samuels, and
on our show, you still on the show?
The Samuels family, we ain't scripted. We show up, we do us how we are,
Yep, you show up, you do how you are. That's why your husband got his big hot ham sandwich eating ass on the reunion, threatening women, acting a fool, trying to stand up and shit. Sit your big ass down, looking like a big ass stack of groceries. Okay, sit your ass down. And that's why he said all that shit in that video. And she got upset, remember, that they played her husband, her big ass husband, threatening women, talking about how he wished he could have turned into Caitlyn Jenner and slapped the shit out of all of them. Okay, he meant what he said. All right, so the Samuels, y'all know how to show y'all ass. Y'all tried to act all nice. Oh, my pastor. We saw how you met up with that pastor, and you were beginning to come to, when you were around your pastor, you were beginning to understand, I fucked up. I owe this girl an apology. And see, I was like, okay, it's coming to her. And that was when your pastor was around, though. Did y'all notice how the shit changed? See, she's fake as hell. And that's why I don't do these fake Christians. Not all Christians are fake, but she's a fake one. She's one of them ones. Oh, my pastor. Oh, I go to church. When it's convenient, bitch. Because as soon as that pastor was not around no more, her and Chris Samuels was running amok and acting a damn fool. And I'm pretty sure their pastor would not agree to their toxic, contentious behavior. What pastor would want to be associated with that?
We are on the show is how we always are. I'm not acting. I'm not doing any of that. And
bitch, I would hope you was acting.
Nobody tells me what to do. And if they make a suggestion and say, oh, you should say this, if that's not something that I would actually say, I'm not saying it. I'm like, no. And then later on, I'll hear somebody else say the same line. I'm like, oh, they got.
Did the producers tell you to go and bring Kendall around to antagonize Giselle? Did they tell you to gossip about Sherman's business, about him being arrested in a park, okay, for trying to get with some woman after dark? Did the producers guide you to that storyline? Okay? She always tries to throw the onus on somebody else. Okay? We didn't see you in action, ma'am.
Somebody else to do it. I don't roll like that.
Y'all hear that shit? I don't roll like that. You may see me do, snake shit on the show, but I'm not really like that. Yeah, right.
So is it not
a lie? Don't care who tell it.
Not so much scripting per se, but more like persuasion, maybe.
It's more so about, from what I can see, it's more so about making sure that each story that is being filmed connects to the next scene. So it's about being cohesive. So if I'm talking to Marcella about something and it's just us, well, at some point, that's probably a conversation that we'll share amongst the group. But I might forget about the conversation we had, or I'm not thinking about that. So it might be just a nudge, like, oh, don't forget to bring up the conversation that you and Marcella had. So it's not scripted at all. Not for me. I've never been scripted. I've never had anybody like come to me with writing on the paper and say, hey, say this. So it doesn't work like that. Not for our show. It really is reality. But I mean, you have some people that get all into it and be acting and thinking that they on the darn scripted TV show, soap operas and crap.
What I wanted to say is, go Mitch.
Hold on, Mitch, go ahead.
Oh, so basically folks are guided. It sounds like folks are guided. You're right. Not scripted, but more so guided in whatever direction.
There's some guidance just because when we start out the season, it's just free flow. It's just whatever happens. And if there is guidance, that's usually later on down the line as a story is being built. And we don't know what the story is. We're just showing up, living our reality, So
I think that's why people like Real Housewives of Potomac so much, more than, Beverly Hills or the other shows, because you guys are like genuine and you guys can't really get away with certain things that other shows can kind of get away with. Potomac is like everything that's happening is really happening, and there's multiple things happening per season. You guys don't linger on to one thing so much.
Shit, they lingered on with that fight. Okay. They allowed Michael, Ashley's husband, to act a fool each and every fucking season, and I think we all know why. If that was a black man acting in the way that Michael Darby acts, that black man would be fired, and so would his wife. Okay? I'm just saying. The people on Potomac, to me, are no different than any of the other shows. You got liars on there. You got people coming in with fake storylines. You got fake-ass Christians like Monique. It's the same shit. It's just a different show to me. Potomac is special in terms of they are really taking off now. Because in the beginning, the first season or so, I was like, it's cute, but I don't really give a damn if I watch it or recap it. I wasn't even on it like that. But about season 3, I feel like when Candace came, it really took off. Candace brought so many storylines to the show. Her contentious relationship with her mom, Dorothy, who was a narcissist and a damn psychologist or psychiatrist. She works in the mental health industry. She's in an interracial marriage with a man that has children that he does not see or talk to, really, right? That was the situation then. I think he talks, with his kids now and visits with them. I believe I heard Candace say that on an interview. So his relationship with his children has improved. Candace brought just so much. The whole friendship with Monique. But knowing Ashley first and taking Monique's side over Ashley, even though she knew Ashley more, and was, just more familiar with her. That was all interesting. So Candace, to me, she really brought a lot to this show. Them adding Wendy was a good idea. Season 2 is when Monique came on. Monique was cool at first because she was getting Giselle's ass together. We saw how Giselle liked to pick on the new girl or, women that are younger than her and, they live their lives totally different from her. It was nice, to see the dynamic between Monique and Giselle. So that's kind of what Monique brought. But to me, this shit didn't really get to popping, honey. Okay. It's like fish grease. You know how hot fish grease gets? That was season 3 on up. It got even more better season 4, season 5. Do you see what I'm saying? And the momentum is going to continue on because of certain people coming on certain seasons.
And that's why that show was so successful with you guys.
Yes, no, I agree in the sense that our show usually does move very swiftly from one issue to the next, and that's what I did like about it. But this past season, that was the first time that we really had something linger on for so long. Like, really, not since I've been there. I don't ever remember there being an ongoing lingering of anything. So yeah, that was unfortunate. I guess they thought that would be entertaining, but people like when there's resolution. People like drama, but they also like resolution. It would have been...
Well, they really couldn't... Let me play devil's advocate for a minute for Bravo, right? They really couldn't resolve the issue, Monique, because you never was consistent and genuine with your feelings. You were a flip-flop. You felt bad when the pastor was around. After the fight, you was talking shit to your husband. Yeah, I beat Candace's ass and I had to do it. And I don't feel bad. Once you got home and talked with your husband, he was trying to talk you off that ledge you was on because you was really like on some bragging type shit. We saw the ask and receive and you shall receive tweet on Twitter. where you were talking about the fight with Candace. We saw you make that stupid ass song, Drag Queens, and knowing that she asked you, you know, to drag her, we know that that's where that title came from, okay? But you try to pull the wool over our eyes and try to make it seem like, well, no, I was just expressing myself. I'm an artist. Girl, bye. Girl, you know, so I think that's another reason why the fight lingered. Do you see what I'm saying? Because after the fight, nothing else really happened. You had Giselle's fake ass relationship with Jamal. We got Karen and Ray. We don't really care about they Sanford and Son storyline, you know, with Ray and he getting older and shit and, you know, yada, yada, yada. You got Michael embarrassing Ashley. That was typical. That wasn't even like thrilling. It wasn't like, oh my God, look at what Michael did to Ashley. Because all that ever happens is Ashley will sit up with her poker face and be like, well, everything is so great with me and my husband. Because Ashley is just in that relationship for the money. Period. So it's not even, you're not really getting like it's a juicy show, but it's I don't know, you guys. It's just like the fight was the most interesting component, honestly. But it lingered, like I said, because of her, Monique's behavior. That was just very inconsistent. That was just very much so all over the place. And it really showed us Monique's character because I was somebody that started out liking Monique. Do you see what I'm saying? And even going into the new season, season 5, I felt neutral about her. I didn't like her as much as I liked Candace because I always felt like Candace was real. You know, good, bad, or indifferent, Candace was real. She was really being herself. I always kind of felt like Monique was kind of like bragging a bit. I was happy, you know, she had her husband and her kids, but I always felt like this energy of I'm trying to put on, I want people's approval and, you know, I want to fit in with Giselle and I didn't like that because if a bitch don't like you, don't try to fit in with her. Fuck her. I don't give a damn. You know, like that's how I am. Don't try to get in good with Robin. You don't need to get in good with these people. Okay, they either like you or they don't. And we kept seeing her sell her soul to get these people to like her, offering them a nice suite when they went out of town. Okay, to France. Y'all remember that? All right, so we saw this season, you all up Giselle's ass. Okay, you were looking for approval, ma'am. All right, so girl,
in a bigger moment, had the whole group come together and say, hey, we need to sit these ladies down. We got to talk. We got to fix this. That would have been a way more powerful season. But when real hate enters a show, all of that goes out the door. And then that devil shows the head. And by that time, it gets so dark and ugly. And the viewers aren't stupid.
But what hate, though? You were upset that the hate turned around on you. Remember, you wanted to ice Candace out, but you are the one that ended up being iced out. See, it's okay when Monique is with the girls, okay? It's okay then, but it's not okay, you know, when the shit turns around on her.
Everybody that watches the show, they know what time it is. You can clearly see what's happening behind the scenes. So that's why people had questions like, none of this season makes sense. Why is this person not liking that person? What is the tension? Where is this coming from? Because it was literally like 2 shows happening, one on TV and one behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. But I want to ask you.
Well, you and your husband was doing live, so I'm just saying, okay? And another thing I noticed with her, I'm a very intuitive person. I noticed she didn't really want to talk about that trainer a lot. remember when they asked her on the show to talk about, see, that was her chance, you guys, like I told y'all in other videos, to get ahead of the trainer storyline of the affair and just say it's not true. Say what it is. The fact that she didn't even want to go down that rabbit hole, it lets me know there's some truth somewhere in there. It may not all be true. You may not have slept with dude, but I believe you was around him doing that cocky hyena laugh. I know you was doing that, bitch. I can feel it in my bones, okay? I can feel it in the spirit, honey, all right? So I believe she was flirting and philandering with that trainer, and he got a nice body, and I gotta go home to this sloppy Joe sandwich eating motherfucker that I'm with. I know it. I'm a woman, okay? I know how those things happen where you can begin to get attracted to somebody, right? Because Monique is very attractive. I don't like her like that, but a very beautiful woman. And you're around the trainer, and he got pecs and muscles, and you got this big motherfucker always asking for babies and for something to eat. You got sick of that. Just admit it, sis.
My spirit. I wanted to ask you for my spirit, and this is what I saw. You and Candace were genuine friends. They
were never genuine friends. I think Candace was genuine with her. That's why she cries all the time, and it's so emotional for her. And Monique is very much so dead in her spirit because Monique doesn't live within her truth. She's always trying to be perfect Patty and put on, and you really don't know how Monique feels, right? So I don't feel like her and Candace was ever genuine friends. I literally, you guys, when I see Candace in old episodes, trying to be cool with her, trying to take her side against Ashley, do you see what I'm saying? I just really cringe. Oh, Candace, don't go down this rabbit hole with this girl. She don't really like you. Like Wendy said, she is not your friend. Period. And it's a hard lesson that unfortunately Candace had to learn in the way that she did, honey. Okay?
Nurtured her like a little sister. Do you feel that
she could never, I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta keep interrupting it, but you could never be a big sister to, Candace is more intelligent than Monique. All Monique has over Candace is age, and that's not enough. You know how many motherfuckers is older than me and I'm way smarter than them? That ain't nothing, okay? So she was never gonna be able to be a big sister. Candace graduated from college. Did Monique? No, Monique only married well. Okay? It ain't nothing wrong with it, but the truth is the truth, honey, okay? Candace very educated. You could tell by how she speaks. Monique can't speak like that. That's why she resorts to fighting. She's not even on her level. We gotta quit with this. Okay? We gotta quit making it look like somebody without the intelligence can be somebody's big sister and be an example. And you should remember how she kept trying to tell Candace how she should act with the women, but yet she would be cool with Candace. This is back in season 3. Be cool and all in her face and shit. Get with the women. And then turn on Candace. Okay, this is something she's always did. So you can't be nobody big sister. You doing this flippity flop ass shit. You can't do that. Where they do that
at? One day that y'all could come together, talk, and try to get over this, because I saw that you genuinely cared about her.
Shit, I don't know what show this bitch watching.
Genuinely, not on TV kind of stuff. I'm talking about you cared about her. Do you think that one day y'all could come together and communicate what went wrong, not on camera, just you and her? Because you don't strike me as the friend that I'm going to cut you off forever. You don't strike me as that person.
Didn't she cut off Gigi and discard her once she was done with her? Didn't she do the same to Sharice? Didn't I just play the clip the other day where Sharice is like, I didn't know we had a beef. Why is she running out the room? You heard that from Sharice. You also heard Candace say, I didn't even know you and Sharice had a beef like that. I didn't know. Like, I don't think these people are lying. Gigi, you heard the same thing. As soon as she told Monique's husband about the trainer situation and how, you know, Monique was so flirty with the trainer, she was trying to look out for Monique's marriage, you know, because she didn't want to see her good friend break up with her husband. You know, she had been cool with the both of them for years. So, do you see what I'm saying? I see a pattern of behavior. This bitch don't know how to be friends with people. You even heard Sharice say it. She ain't got no friends. She burns her bridges with everybody and just cuts them off. And a lot of women are like that because they feel like they got this husband. They don't really need friends. Okay? So, girl, are we watching the same show, sis?
Libra. I'm 0 or I'm 100. And I've learned that once you show me who you really are, I'm done. And it's not like this was the first time. This was not the first incident. Yeah. So I'm done. Like I gave you like 3 strikes, you're out. You know, and that's in front of the camera and behind the scenes. And I'm not for any friendship that's not 50-50. I shouldn't be putting more into it, looking out for you, than you are putting into it and looking out for me.
When did you really look out for Candace, honey? Make it make sense. You guys, I'm going to have to make this video a part 2. So, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I see a few of you are not. Well, hell, honey, let me not tell no lies, honey. I don't want to be Monique part 2 up on this thing, honey. Several of you are not subscribed. Subscribe. You keep bringing your ass back, honey. You know Miss Robinson got you, honey. Okay, join me, honey, for old nasty part 2, honey, with this tea with Monique. Lies with Monique is what it should be called, honey. Okay, lies you tell. How you doing? All right, you guys. I'm your girl, brand new, and honey, I will check you guys out in the next video.